session after such a long time. So today's session is entitled Ecology Spoiler. So this is a session based on one of the books written by Srila Prabhupāda. So let's begin today's session with a few prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I once again welcome all of you for the special book reading session, Ecology Spoiler. This is based on Srila Prabhupāda's book, Elevation to Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. So what we are going to do in this session is, we are going to read selected portions from Srila Prabhupāda's book, and then we will be having an interactive quiz. After we read, we will also discuss some important points then and there, which will help us to practically understand and apply the concepts that we have read. So let's begin the session. We dedicate this session to Srila Prabhupada, our beloved spiritual master. Let's begin to read. Who would like to volunteer first? So you can, yes, Hare Krishna, Sanatana Dhamma Prabhu can read. Law governing money expenditure. Please read.
Law governing money expenditure. One miser who hesitated to purchase a copy of Back to Godhead spent $2,000 for a week's supply of medicine and then died. Another man who refused to spend a cent for the service of the Lord wasted thousands of dollars in a legal suit between the members of his home. There are innumerable similar instances occasioned by the direction of illusionary nature. Indeed,
Dictation of illusory nature.
Dictation of illusion. Indeed, that is the law of nature. If money is not devoted to the service of the Lord, it must be spent as spoiled energy in the form of legal problems or diseases. Foolish persons do not have the eyes to see such facts. Therefore, the laws of the Supreme Lord befool them.
Yes, thank you for reading. So this is in continuation with what we were reading in the previous session. There we were trying to understand the meaning of the spiritual perspective on money. So we understood that money or Lakshmi is the property of the Supreme Lord, and that money which is used in the service of the Supreme Lord leads us to spiritual advancement, whereas the money that is used for our own personal enjoyment will cause bondage. It will lead us to become entrapped in various bad habits. So money can liberate us or money can bind us. If money is used in the service of God, then it can liberate us. The same money which is used for personal enjoyment binds us. So here Srila Prabhupada is giving two instances, two examples. One person, a miser, he refused to purchase a copy of Back to Godhead magazine. So Back to Godhead is the name of the magazine started by Srila Prabhupada to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita and Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. That man did not purchase a copy of Bhagavad Gita. He refused. Whereas the same man was forced to spend about $2,000 for medicine, and then he died. And another man who refused to spend a cent for the service of the Lord wasted thousands of dollars in a legal suit between the members of his home. So that means money is going to be spent anyway. Just hold it with you. It's going to be anyway spent. But if it is not spent properly with the right for the right purpose, that is service of the Lord, then the money will anyway be going away from our hands. And Prabhupada says there are innumerable similar instances occasioned by the dictation of illusory nature. Indeed, that is the law of nature. If money is not devoted to the service of the Lord, it must be spent as spoiled energy in the form of legal problems or diseases. Foolish people do not have the eyes to see such facts. Therefore, the laws of the Supreme Lord befool them. So, this is described in the Bhagavad Gita that Maya, or the energy, illusory energy of God, befools everybody. Tribhir mohitam jagat. This entire world is mohitam. It is illusioned or befooled by the illusory energy, Maya. Those who refuse to engage themselves in the service of the Lord will be engaged in material services, right? So we have to get the right context here. It's very important for us to know that money anyway we have to spend, but if we do not understand that money or any property that we have belongs to the Supreme Lord, if we claim proprietorship over that and want to enjoy ourselves, then it will just be taken away from us. Just to recall the example of Ravana that we read in the previous session. So Ravana, he wanted to engage, or he wanted to enjoy Mother Sita, who is actually meant for Lord Rama, right? So he kidnapped forcibly Mother Sita, but the same Sita Devi, the kidnapping of Mother Sita, led to the destruction of Ravana. So we must give up the Ravana mentality. That means we must give up the thought that I am the proprietor of everything, therefore I must enjoy. Rather, we should cultivate the spiritual consciousness that everything belongs to God and has to be engaged properly in God's service. Let's continue. Who would like to volunteer now to read the next part? You can unmute yourself and speak. Who would like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Nice to hear you after a long time. Please read.
The laws of nature do not allow us to accept more money than is required for proper maintenance. There is ample arrangement by the law of nature to provide every living being with his due share of food and shelter. But the insatiable lusts of human beings have disturbed the arrangement set forth by the Almighty Father of all species of life. By the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, there is an ocean of salt because salt is so necessary for the living being. God has, in the same manner, arranged for sufficient air and light, which are also essential.
Nice, thank you. So now we are getting into today's topic. What led to imbalance in ecosystem? So as it is depicted in the picture here, there is some imbalance that is created in the entire world. One side you see people who are very rich, who keep on accumulating a lot of wealth. On the other side, you see people who are very poor, generation after generation, struggling even to have one square meal a day. isn't it? So one side you see a lot of advancement in technology. Another side you see countries which have very low per capita income. So why is this imbalance caused? So now, has God created this imbalance? Is what we are trying to understand. Now, the beginning statement itself is very striking. The laws of nature do not allow us to accept more money than is required for proper maintenance. That means you cannot simply think that I will keep on accumulating a lot of money and I will be very happy with that, and everything will be mine. No, laws of nature will have its own checks and balances to maintain, to make sure that you cannot accumulate more than what you deserve, right? So, but as far as if you study the nature, if you see things around us, there is sufficient air, light, salt, water available. Nature is given all these things for everybody sufficiently. These are all essential things. But the problem is, if we have insatiable lust, we have become greedy, then we start disturbing the fine balance in nature. That is what has happened today, right? Because of man's greed, we are actually interfering with the balance in the ecosystem. Recently, I was just seeing the news article I was reading on the phone, which said that there are so many landslides happening in several parts in our state. So because of heavy rains, these landslides are happening. Many houses have got collapsed. Now, what is the reason for this? The reason has been found out. Illegal mining has caused this. So that means people are becoming so reckless. They just want to mine and take away all the minerals from the earth. And the reaction is that landslides. So for many, many thousands and thousands, millions of years, no landslides happened in that place. But now it has happened all of a sudden in that place. Why? Because of this. So the more we try to exploit nature for our own sense enjoyment, the more we become bound up by the reactions imposed by nature. Let's continue. Try to understand more about this. Who would like to read? Who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read this?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Satyananda
Yes.
Prabhu, please read.
Yes, Prabhu. Anyone can collect any amount of salt from the natural storehouse, but constitutionally we cannot take more salt than what we need. If we take more salt, we spoil the broth, and if we take less salt, our food becomes tasteless. On the other hand, if we take only what we require, our food is tasty and we are healthy. Presently, there is a great deal of concern over the fact that our natural resources are becoming polluted and exhausted. Actually, there is ample supply, but due to misuse and greed, everything is being spoiled. What conservationists and ecologists do not understand is that everything will continue to be spoiled by the insatiable lust of mankind. Unless this Krishna consciousness process is taken up, it is impossible to have peace on any platform of existence without Krishna consciousness.
Very nice. Thank you. So, what is lust? The word lust was there in the previous section also. Lust in Sanskrit, kama. So, kama means unlawful desire. We can all have desire have desires. We are living entities, definitely we will desire. But when it becomes unlawful, it is called kama or lust. Just to give an example, everybody can have their own two-wheeler. You can have a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. You can purchase your own car or a moped, vehicle, whatever. But so that is not that is allowed. But after you have the car with you, you cannot just go on the road and drive however you want, right? You cannot say it is my car, my petrol, and it is public road. Why should I stop when there is red signal? I will just go. You cannot do that. So having a car is lawful, but driving the car however you want is unlawful. That is lust. So we can have desire, but when it becomes unlawful desire, then it is lust. So currently, the main cause for this ecological imbalance is this: people want to have more and more and more. It is never satisfying. How much ever people have, it's not at all satisfying them. So Prabhupada gives an example in a lecture. If you throw some, if you keep a bag of grains, rice or wheat on the street, some birds will come, they will eat, they will pick up some grains and they will go away. Maybe some rats may come, they will eat some grains and they'll go away. But there is one species who will take the entire bag and go away. Who is that? Yeah, that is human species. So human beings accumulate more than what is necessary. That is the whole problem. That is why this imbalance is being caused. You see, only in human society you will find people actually suffering out of malnutrition, or in fact even lack of food. Animals never face this problem. If you go to Africa, for example, there are thousands of elephants, and each elephant in the jungle, we are talking about the African jungles. So each elephant eats tons and tons of grass and leaves every day. But they're all happy. They all eat of course, now because humans have started intervening even in the forest, cutting down the forest and all. So animals are also now facing problem. But otherwise, if you see, in nature, there is ample supply of food for all species of life, right from a small ant till a huge elephant. All species have been provided with ample food. But it is human beings, because of uncontrolled lust, because of greed, we go on exploiting nature without caring for anybody, for others' needs, and that is the whole reason why, that is the whole cause for the current situation in the world. So nature provides for everybody's needs, but it will not provide for our greed. So therefore, the solution for this, now there are many conservationists, ecologists who have studied this, that man has intervened with the balance in nature, and that is why there are climatic problems like global warming, all of these things. They talk about this. So they say now we have to reduce, recycle, reuse. They come up with all these slogans. But in spite of all these slogans and all these things, the problem is not actually going to be solved. The problem will be solved only when we become Kṛṣna conscious. How? By becoming Kṛṣna conscious, we can actually solve this problem, because the very fact, the very moment you become Kṛṣna conscious, you will realize that everything belongs to Krishna. I have to only take what is required for me. This is the Kṛṣna conscious teaching. What is sufficient for me, I will take. I will not intrude into others' property. I will not usurp others' food. So this consciousness, when it is awakened in us, you don't have to have any, big campaigns, save forest, save water. No, you don't have to do all that. Just become Krishna conscious, and automatically the whole world will become beautiful again. The balance in nature will be restored. When people realize this, everybody is a part and parcel of God. Everything belongs to God. What is set aside as my quota, I will take it. I will not usurp others' property. So this is the whole point. This is what like this conservationists and ecologists are missing. So if you're going to be an ecologist or a conservationist, this Krishna conscious understanding will make you a true conservationist. It will make you a true ecologist. Let's proceed. Who would like to read the last part of today's reading?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes.
I will continue reading, Prabhu. Who is
Please read.
responsible for all the suffering? Man is therefore suffering due to his insatiable desires and lusts. Not only is man suffering, but the planet on which he resides, his mother earth, represented in Srimad Bhagavatam by Mother Cow, is also suffering. Once a well-known Swami in India was asked whether God or Providence is responsible for the sufferings of humanity. The Swami replied that these sufferings were all God's pastimes or Leela. The questioner continued to ask why a living entity should be put under the dictations of the law of karma. The Swami could not answer these questions to the satisfaction of his inquirers. The monists and impersonalists who think only in terms of the oneness of the living entities with the Supreme Lord cannot give satisfactory answers to such questions. Such an imperfect reply can hardly satisfy the heart of a living entity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So who is responsible? Is God responsible for all these sufferings? As the Swami, well-known Swami in India answered, the answer is no. It is not that, oh, these are all miseries are brought about, sufferings are brought about because of God's will. No. God is very kind. He is very merciful. Why does he want us to suffer? He doesn't want us to suffer. But it is the misuse of our free will. It is the misuse of our, or it is the uncontrolled desires that we have, which has actually caused this entire suffering. It's not that, oh, God has cursed everybody and that's why this all these sufferings are happening. No, it is not like that. So we are responsible. Human beings, what do you mean by responsibility? With power comes responsibility. Generally, in any company, any firm, if you see, the greater the power that a person holds, the greater will be the expectations from him. Greater will be his responsibilities, isn't it? Among all species of life, it is human beings who have got greater powers in terms of ability to speak, in terms of intelligence, in terms of ability to manipulate nature, and etc. So therefore, since our powers are great, are more, therefore our responsibilities are also more. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us how we have to lead a responsible human life. Just because we have got powers, we cannot recklessly misuse our powers and cause problems. So a Krishna conscious person, a person who understands his actual purpose of life. My actual purpose of life is not to simply create one big industry and create some large supply of or large production of some materials. My actual purpose in life is not to become one millionaire and history. When one understands this, my actual purpose is to develop my dormant love for God. Because I have got disconnected from God right now, therefore I have to suffer all these. I have to go through these sufferings. Now, if I start working in this direction of how to regain my lost relationship with God, that is the primary aim of life. Of course, To maintain ourselves and our family members, yes, we have to take up some job, we have to earn money. That is all there. But that is not the goal of life. That is only a means for livelihood. And also, according to the Vedic culture, our means of livelihood should be very simple. It should not be a very complex, complicated method where ourselves we suffer so much during the process of earning money and also put others into suffering. That is not done. So we have to understand the responsibility that we have got. Human form of life is actually meant for self-realization. That is a big responsibility. So therefore, we cannot recklessly act in this way. We have to respect the laws of nature created by God. This all can be done only when we become Kṛṣṇa conscious. So by reawakening our Kṛṣṇa consciousness, we can actually contribute in a big way to bring back the balance in nature and have a very happy planet Earth. Okay, so with that we come to the end of reading. Now we will have a quiz session. I hope all of you have attentively heard and read when we were reading. So now we will have a quiz. I will be reading out the question. Each question you will have 30 seconds to answer. You have to type your answer in the chat box and send it to me personally. So don't forget, please send it to me personally on the chat box here only on Zoom. All the best. Let us begin now. The first question. What is the stringent law of nature mentioned here? There are 4 options. Any method we manufacture, we discover to conquer over the laws of material nature, it is backed by another set of dangerous things. That is the law of nature. Option B. If money is not devoted to the service of the Lord, it must be spent as spoiled energy in the form of legal problems or diseases. Option C. Everyone wants to live here peacefully, but situation develops in such a way that it will not allow you to live in peace. That is the law. D. First birth, then growth, then to stay, then to produce byproduct, then dwindling, then vanish. This is the law of material nature. So what is that which we read just now? Okay, so many people are saying B. Somebody has said A, someone has said D. Okay. You have still time. Those who have not sent the answer to me, please type A, B, C, or D and send it to me. Okay, so the right answer is B. We were talking about money, right? If money is not devoted to the service of the Lord, it must be spent as spoiled energy in the form of legal problems or diseases. This is the stringent law of nature that we just read. Of course, everything else, all the other options are also correct, but the one which we read now in this part of in this section of the book is the option B. Okay, let's go to the second question. What are some of the instructions mentioned in the text on how to handle the money? You can just send a one-line answer to me. How to handle money? I hope you're typing the answer and sending to me. You can use few words or phrases. Okay, I've received 3 answers. Okay, so let us see the answer. We have to devote money to service of the Lord, else it is spent in the form of spoiled energy. And we should not accept money that is required for, do not accept more money than is required for proper maintenance. So this is the answer. In fact, the tradition of charity, dana, is that only. If you have excess money, give it to the others. You keep only that which is required for your proper maintenance. Okay. Next, third question. What has disturbed the arrangement set forth by the Almighty Father? Your time starts now. What has disturbed the arrangement set forth by the Almighty Father? You can just give a few words, one word answer. Material nature is not the right answer. Okay, Suraj has given the right answer. Adi has given the right answer. Okay, so let's check the answer. The answer is insatiable lust of human beings. Insatiable means something which will not be satisfied. Insatiable. It's like a fire. You keep on pouring ghee into that, the fire won't put off. In fact, the fire will increase more and more. That's insatiable. So lust should not be satisfied, isn't it? If you try to satisfy the lust simply increases. Rather, we must try to replace that lust with love of God. Kama should be replaced with prema. Okay, the next question. Question number 4. Which of these essential resources provided by the Supreme Lord is not discussed in the passage? A, salt, B, air, C, water, D, light. Your time starts now. Suraj has given, okay, an answer. Everybody is giving different answers. In the passage, okay, Thiru. In the passage, there were some of the resources provided by the Supreme Lord mentioned. Which one was not mentioned? Okay, let's see the answer. The answer is water. In the passage, salt, air, and light were mentioned. Water was not mentioned. Okay, the next question. Question 5. What are the 2 reasons behind spoilage of environment by pollution and exhaustion of natural resources? What are the 2 reasons behind the spoilage of environment by pollution and exhaustion of natural resources? Okay. I'm receiving many answers. Okay, let's check the answer. The answer is misuse and greed. Many of you have told greed, correct? Misuse and greed is the right answer. Question number 6, last question. Okay, still we have time, we can take. What conservationists and ecologists do not understand? Your time starts now. So conservationists and ecologists have always been telling that we should not misuse the environment, we should try to maintain balance of nature and all such things. But there is one fundamental thing which they miss out. What is that? Okay. Satyananda Prabhu, Mataji, and then Sanatana Dhama Prabhu. So many answers. Okay, what they miss out? They miss out that everything will continue to be spoiled by the insatiable lust of mankind. So many of you are given, very close answers. What they miss out is that people have to become Kṛṣna conscious. That is the solution. What they miss out is that they don't understand that everything belongs to God. So these are all proper answers. But accurate answer is this that we saw from the passage. So we have to take charge of our insatiable lust. That is going to solve the whole problem. Now, 7th question. Let us take the next question. What is compared to the Mother Earth in Srimad Bhagavatam? The time starts now. What is compared to the Mother Earth? Okay, Satyananda Prabhu, Adi, Surya Kala Mataji, Sanatana Dhamma Prabhu, Suraj. Everybody has given the right answer. What is compared to Mother Earth in Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, Venkateshwar Rao also has given the right answer. So the right answer, as all of you have told, is cow, mother cow. Last question. What is not possible to achieve without Kṛṣṇa consciousness on any platform of existence? Your time starts now. What is not possible to achieve without Kṛṣṇa consciousness? What is not possible to achieve without Kṛṣṇa consciousness? Okay. What is not possible to achieve without Kṛṣṇa consciousness? Okay, Suraj, Thiru have given the same answer. Many of you have not attempted. I don't know why. Let's see the answer. The answer is peace. Suraj, Thiru have given the right answer. Peace cannot be achieved without Kṛṣṇa consciousness on any platform of existence. This is what Krishna says in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita towards the end. If you become conscious of me, then you will be peaceful. So there we come to the end of the quiz. Now we shall chant, because we have only 2 minutes to go. We will just chant Panchatattva mantra once and Hare Krishna mantra 3 times together. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. I hope all of you are continuing to practice chanting every day. Please do not miss chanting for any reason. Chanting is the whole basis for our Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Please don't miss. Try to chant every day your rounds. And with that, we come to the end of the session. If you have any questions based on today's topic, please feel free to WhatsApp me. You can also include your questions in the feedback here. Use this link, bit.ly/TD F feedback. So please use this link and give your valuable feedback on today's session. Thank you all once again for being part of this session. We shall meet again in the next session. Hare Krishna.